Hi everyone at the CIT 370 Systems Security class. My teammates and I are very excited to share our presentation with you. Hopefully it will be as informative to you as it was to us. First of all, my name is Deanna Squire. My teammates' names are Lehigh and Kevin. Lehigh and Kevin actually created the Prezi, and I volunteered to narrate it. But we all did some research on the different firewalls, so because I currently don't have a Windows operating system on my computer. I actually use a Mac, so not all firewalls are the same, so we had to make do with what we had. Anyways, let's get started with looking at the firewalls that we took a look at. We had three in mind as we were looking through. It was Untangle, Komodo, and Morris. I'm not sure if I'm saying those right, but well. The first one we're going to take a look at is Untangle. Untangle, it's made to manage the network as a whole through a simple and easy interface. The pros on this firewall is that it can handle a wide range of duties. Like I said, the network as a whole. It requires user authentication, so it's very secure. And all of the features listed below. It has ad blocker, antivirus, anti-spam, web filtering. It also can control who gets on with their personal computers and things like that. But however, the cons to it is it's kind of pricey. You have to pay for the support, and it can be up to $540 a year. So with this, the products come bundled, and so you have to pay an additional fee for each product. So for business, might be a good idea. For personal, not going to happen. So the second one that we looked at, first, here's a look at the interface that they had. As you can see, it's fairly straightforward. Not really too problematic here. Anyways, there's a closer look, and we'll move on to the next one. So Komodo is a personal firewall, so it's made completely for Windows computer individual to use it. It's even been vetted by CNET. The CNET editors wrote a review of it and they were able to post it on their website, and so it sounds like it's a pretty great product. The pros to this is that it's easy to install. It manages the traffic on your personal computer, blocks all internet attacks, which is fantastic. Also secures your connection when online and monitors the incoming and outgoing connections, which can be a bit of a hassle sometimes when you're on a public network. They also have a free software program. It's a bit less than what the paid for program is. You get less product out of it, but it's also very user friendly, which is helpful. However, there's always problems with different firewalls. The first one was they had problems accessing web-based services. It can be kind of hard to get onto that. You get a lot of alerts and pop-ups as well. While they are vetted by CNET, the brand isn't that well known yet. And so there's few people online who have been able to review it, things like that. Then Sandbox can prevent certain applications from installing. So if you're trying to download something and install it to your computer that you need, it can be quite a hassle. And it also has mediocre malware detection, which is quite an issue if you're trying to make sure you're not getting malware on your computer. Here's a look at this interface. It is very straightforward, very user-friendly, and I'd prefer to have something like this, but if it's not going to protect me that well, I'm moving on. Okay, so here's some other features of Komodo that you can have with it. You've got personalized alerts, cloud-based whitelisting, so websites you want to go to. You have game mode, and it is really easy to configure. It's not very complicated, so that's Komodo. Anyways, moving on. We are on to Maris. This is the one that I have installed on my computer. I'll be showing you how to set it up. So if any of you are Mac users, here's a good one to go for. This is made for novice, moderate, and advanced users. In the setup process, they ask you, do you know a lot about this? And you can start at the very beginning. Don't even have to worry about it. It is not, however, a third-party software. It is actually an interface for the built-in firewall for the Apple operating system. Apparently, the Apple operating system firewall defaults to be turned off, and you have to be very technical savvy to be able to initiate it. Which I'm not yet. So I was quite pleased to find this out, that there was an interface out there. It's very user-friendly. They set you up with a wizard and setup wizard. And they do actually have video tutorials and a support form if you need help. However, the free version is limited to inbound filtering and logging only. So there isn't any malware protection on it, things like that. So you would probably need another third-party software. And like I said, there's no additional protection after that, the operating system firewall. So those are the three we looked at. We'll zoom in here to working with Maris. This is the main screen that you come to when you start up Maris. Of course, you want to either activate it if you purchased a license, or start Maris Lite, which is the free version. Then this is the screen that you come into. It's not self-explanatory. You can't really tell what's going on. You go up and click on Strategies to create a strategy for how you want to protect your computer. In here, this is the setup wizard. Like I said, on the left side, you can see that they have a version for novice, intermediate, and expert. I chose novice since I'm brand new to it, and clicked on the firewall configuration wizard. You go through the process of setting it up. It lets you know what to put, and it gives you advice on whether or not to do things based on how many people have done it. So it's divided into three main sections: inbound filtering, outbound filtering, and options, different options of logging and notification. Then you move on to the inclusive and exclusive firewall. I chose the inbound inclusive firewall, as this is something that is most restrictive. That way I'll be protected as much as possible. Then you go on to the policy tuning. Different programs need to be connected and have inbound connections. But if you choose the block inbound connections from other computers, it will actually let you know if the program needs to have the inbound connections. So I selected block inbound connections for all of them, and then it came up with this screen, and it said, it's being treated separately, and it's important to actually have connections come through. So it let me have the option of using it, passing inbound connections only from local networks. That way I know where it's coming from. It's not on public network. Then it asks you about the logging policy, if you want to log inbound blocked connections. and past connections to managed services. That way they can keep a track of it in the logs. And then you also have emerging threats. This is an interesting feature where they actually have a banned list that they know are not protected sites and have had issues. And so they offer you the chance to use their knowledge and ban the websites that they've seen have issues. So you can activate that, which I have. After that, you're finished, and you click on Start MERS, and you are shown that, you've started it. And you can set it up so that it automatically boots when you turn on your computer. I have yet to do that, so I'll look into that a little bit more. The next thing you come to is this screen. It shows the configuration. I mean, you can tell with the little pencil mark, the pencils above the programs. It's going to be logged. There's also these awesome little tools. The information button on both the managed inbound services, so up here, and then the configuration. It just explains, what the symbols mean, what needs to happen, and what you need to do to progress, fix whatever's going on. And like I said, I'm brand new to it, so I'm going to be looking into it more. For the configuration, it also gives the same thing, or you can see that these are allowed to pass in, those are blocked, things like that. So moving on to this, in the connection section, there's a little gear button where you can actually allow IPs to pass through, but you have to go in and do it yourself. This, I think, is a little bit more advanced. I'm not as used to it, so I will be studying up more on it and seeing what I can do to make sure I can keep it protected. That's it for our presentation. Hopefully this was explanatory enough. If you have any questions about any of these firewalls, please definitely comment. Let us know, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks so much for watching.